Welcome back to the Scars and Spikes YouTube channel. Sydney, Gray, and Tyler is off camera. We can't see him. He is blacked out. I don't know why. There he is. There he is. Why are you dressed like that, Tyler?
Witness protection.
Witness protection. Why are you dressed?
Witness protection.
Why are you in witness protection? Do we need a voice changer on your mic or anything like that?
Yes.
We need a US.
I witnessed a robbery today.
Witness
and,
of robbery.
They put me in witness protection.
Yes. So, as you might imagine, we're here talking about the Mateusz Klich trade. Atlanta United acquiring Mateusz Klich from DC United for really pennies on the dollar, guys. Just a big trade for Atlanta United, a big trade for the midfield. You have a partnership with, as Tyler's got off camera again. You have Klich obviously there in the midfield, but now you have his fellow countryman, fellow Polish international, Mateusz Klich, a veteran in MLS, veteran in the Premier League, coming over from DC United. And the terms of the deal are they sent out the 23rd overall pick in the MLS draft. DC will retain part of his budget charge, most of his budget charge for 2025. DC could also get 50 grand in 2026 scam if Klich extends his contract with Atlanta United. Tyler, I'll start with you. I know your thoughts about it, but it seems like Atlanta United really made out the best on this deal, at least for now, it seems.
I mean, yeah, you're getting a veteran midfielder, a guy that's been in multiple leagues, like he's been successful, a little more like attack oriented, right? Than I think maybe some of the midfielders that Atlanta's had, like the central midfielders Atlanta's had. But like you look at the way that it went down, and it's just like, what did they have to sell to DC like to make this happen? Because it just seems so one-sided. Like it's just so backwards from what you would expect. I mean, I like it. I think it gives Klich a little bit more of a partner. Obviously, you know, fellow Polish player, like, you know, speaking the same language. There's something to be said about that for sure. I mean, it's just like one of those. I would normally say this is like, oh, this is like a low key kind of trade, but you're getting one of DC's designated players,
right?
And not having to fill a designated player spot or even really a TAM spot. They're having to still keep the DP spot. Like, I don't know. That's more than business acumen. That's like, I don't know, holding something to somebody's head, or there's like a horse head in their bed, or like, I don't know. It's just wild to me.
Great. What are your thoughts?
Well, this feels like honestly a good deal for all parties involved to me, because when you look at it, DC was probably planning to use their buyout on Klich here, and now they can at least say that they got something out of it instead of just spending all the money. So they got their buyout, but we're taking him on. We're paying 300,000 of that amount that they would have had to cover. So they're saving about that much. And they could potentially add another 50K in 2026 if we decide to extend him, which we're not required to do. His contract only runs through the season. For the player, this is great. He doesn't have to go out and look for a new job. He's got job security at full pay for another year, and gets to go hang out with one of his countrymen in a great venue, a great training space, and you know, get to compete to be part of the future of this organization for whatever's left of his career.
So, obviously, a big deal for Atlanta United. Mateusz Klich joining the team from DC United, and of course, any other moves we'll talk about down the road. Other move that came through: Will Reilly being signed by Atlanta United after 4 seasons at Stanford. Academy alum, grew up in the academy, was there for several years, played for Atlanta United too when they're in the USL Championship, and now back in the fold with Atlanta United after his time at Stanford. And first team homegrown contract right off the bat, unlike Chonky, who was signed to his contract, homegrown contract will kick in 2026. Reilly's kicks in immediately. Gray, what are your thoughts on Will Reilly coming back to Atlanta United?
Well, I'm thrilled. I was devastated when Garrison Tubbs was signed and immediately traded last year. So hopefully history doesn't repeat itself, and I'm not
Right.
jinxing us here. But I'm thrilled that he's back. He's a player that I thought was going to get signed before he left for Stanford. He was on my next homegrown lists back at Dirty South Soccer before he left for college, and he only got better playing for a fantastic program, and found his best position, which is the box to box 8 role that he played in that Stanford system there. And I think he could be exactly what we need to round out this midfield, especially with Aiden Torres potentially heading off to Portugal this winter as well. So excited to have him. Excited for all the younger players on the twos in the academy who get to train alongside him, learn from him, see a guy who literally has been here since the beginning of the academy. He's a lifer, and get to celebrate that path to the pros that he represents. And I think it's interesting that you mentioned Chong Kui there as well, because those are two very different paths to the same place, but it shows how for all these players, you don't have to be a star when you're 16 to make it. You can go and work hard, but as long as you're putting in the minutes and you show your talent and show how you can be useful to this organization and bring a high character with you, you can make it. And so just great all around moves by the organization to reward young talent this week.
Tyler, what are your thoughts?
I mean, here's the thing: you're not going to get anything more informative out of me than you got out of Gray. Like Gray knows Will, and all of them like the back of his hand. So, but I mean, I love it because I do think, especially that you need depth, and now you have so much talent at that position that he can continue to learn from. It's a really fortunate position for him. And I've seen, some comments about like, oh, he only got a year guaranteed. I mean, I don't think that's super uncommon for a guy coming out of college. Like he still has to prove himself. I mean, he's been proving himself for years now in college, but like college and the pros are two different things. So there's nothing wrong with that. And I also have no doubt that he'll prove himself and continue to be a guy that stays with Atlanta for a while.
Yeah, absolutely. And hopefully he pans out. Hopefully he becomes a strong player for Atlanta United. We know Garth Lagaway and Chris Henderson especially said we need players to fill out depth for our team during so many competitions throughout the year in MLS. So hopefully Reilly would become one of those key depth pieces for Atlanta United down the road. Klich especially will be a key part of the midfield for Atlanta United down the road. And we did want to discuss both signings. Well, not signings, but we did want to discuss both Klich, his acquisition, and then Reilly, his signing to Atlanta United. So that's what we have right now. We could have more news in a little bit later in the day. Stay with us on YouTube, tune into our socials, all that good stuff. But for now, we're signing off. We'll see you next time.